Have you ever stopped to think about why you choose one brand over another? I mean, really think about it? In a world that is just overflowing with options, it is absolutely not an accident. Today, we're going to crack the code on the exact strategy brands use to fight for and ultimately win your attention.
Take a look at this number, $20.85 billion. Now, that's not the GDP of a small country. That's the size of the customer analysis market. It just goes to show you the incredible, almost obsessive effort that brands pour into understanding exactly what makes us tick, and more importantly, what makes us click buy.
So that really brings us to the big question, right? In this massive, endless sea of choices, how does any single brand actually manage to stand out from the crowd? It's not just about having the flashiest ads. The real answer lies in mastering two incredibly powerful concepts from the world of branding. And here they are, points of parity, which we'll call POPs, and points of difference, or PODs. The best way to think about them is as two sides of the exact same coin. POPs are the absolute essentials, the things you have to have. And PODs? Well, those are the unique, special features that make you the one to choose. So let's start with the foundation, because here's the thing. Before a brand can even dream of standing out, it has to do a much more basic job first. It has to fit in. This is what people in the business call the price of entry. So, what exactly are these points of parity? Well, you can think of them as the non-negotiables, the absolute minimum requirements. They're all the features and benefits that customers just expect as standard in a certain category. If you don't have them, you're not even in the running. It's as simple as that. A really great way to think about this is that your POPs are your ticket to the game. Without this ticket, you're not even allowed inside the stadium to compete. Now, having the ticket doesn't guarantee you'll win, not at all, but it means you at least get to get on the field and play. And make no mistake, these things matter a whole lot. POPs are what establish your credibility in the market. They build that first layer of trust with a customer. By meeting these basic expectations, you're essentially telling them, hey, I'm a legitimate player here. You can count on me for the basics. It's how you neutralize your competitors on all the essential stuff. Okay, so you've got your ticket, you're in the stadium, you're in the game. Now what? Well, now comes the important part. You have to actually win. And this is exactly where your points of difference come into play. Your points of difference, or PODs, are your secret weapon. They are your game changer. These are the unique, the innovative, the compelling things that make your brand the best choice out there. Once a customer sees that you've got the basics covered, your PODs are what convince them that you're the one they really want. So if the POPs are your ticket to get into the game, then your PODs are your signature move. It's that one special play, that unique skill that nobody else has that makes the crowd go absolutely wild, specifically for you. It's what you become known for. And this is where it gets really powerful. See, strong PODs don't just make you a little different. They create a genuine competitive advantage. They foster fierce customer loyalty, and they can even justify a higher price tag. This is how brands go from being just another option to being a true market leader. All right, theory is great and all, but let's make this real. Let's take a look at how this whole dynamic plays out every single day in industries that we all know and use. Okay, first up, the incredibly competitive, cutthroat battleground of streaming services. Just think for a second about all the different options you have right at your fingertips. To even have a chance today, any streaming service has to have these things: a big library of content, an option to pay more to get rid of ads, the ability to watch on your phone, your tablet, and your TV, and some kind of algorithm that suggests what you should watch next. If a new service launched tomorrow without these, would you even give it a second look? Probably not, right? That's the price of entry. So how do they actually win you over? With their signature moves. One service might have the exclusive rights to broadcast live sports. Another one might be pouring money into producing that one massive hit show with A-list actors that everyone is talking about. These PODs, these unique offerings, are the real reason you choose to subscribe to one service over another. Let's look at another giant industry, online retail. This is a space so crowded, it's almost impossible to imagine a new player breaking through. The POPs here have become second nature to us. We just expect a website that's easy to use, a checkout process that feels secure, tracking on all of our packages, and a no-hassle return policy. These are the absolute, rock-solid fundamentals of a trustworthy online shopping experience. And this is where online retailers get really creative to set themselves apart. One might offer same-day delivery, just blowing competitors away with sheer speed. Another might have a virtual try-on feature for clothes using your phone's camera. Some build intense loyalty with curated subscription boxes. These high-value PODs create an experience that keeps you coming back for more. So, as we bring this all together, it's pretty clear this isn't a case of choosing one or the other. It's not pops or pods. You can't survive with just the basics, but you can't succeed with a unique feature if your basics are broken. The real secret to powerful brand positioning is skillfully combining the two. So, here's the crucial takeaway, this two-step path. First, you have to establish your points of parity to earn a seat at the table, to prove you even belong in the conversation. Then, and only then, can you unleash your points of difference to prove you're the best choice at that table. And here's the really tricky part. Today's amazing point of difference often becomes tomorrow's basic point of parity. The game is constantly, always changing. Ultimately, it all just comes down to this one idea. The key to powerful brand positioning lies in finding the right balance. You have to be relevant enough to compete, but unique enough to win. It's a delicate but absolutely critical balancing act. And that leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on. Take a moment and think about a brand that you are truly loyal to. Can you identify its ticket to the game, the basic things it just gets right every time? And more importantly, can you pinpoint its signature move, that one unique thing that truly won you over? The answer to that question reveals the power of this strategy in our own lives.